All right, y'all, welcome to another episode of Deck Life. I am Mr. J.
I'm Leisha.
And I'm Lisa. And I said what I said.
Yes, she did. So thank you for joining us, coming into the deck and coming on to this deck, and we're going to have this conversation. So we're going to have a conversation about what I call is the difference between young and old relationships. And when I call it young and old, Marcus Houston had a video. He did uncensored, and Marcus Houston, the R&B singer and actor, producer, also writer, he spoke about how at 39 he married his 19-year-old girlfriend. I'm gonna say it again. 39 married his 19-year-old girlfriend and said that he didn't start getting at her until she was 19. He met her at 17. But didn't start getting at her until she was 19, and then they got married afterwards. Yeah, I got. Listen. We're gonna have this conversation.
So my dad would always tell me that. He would always tell me, like, when I met your mom, I knew right away. Boom, hands down, no questions asked. He was like, when you meet your wife, you're gonna know. Me and my wife's situation is a little different. You know, when I met my wife, she was 17. So we had no really conversation and no really connection until she was of age. People don't understand it. And I got a lot of backlash for marrying someone that was 19. We connected on so many different levels of not our age. You look at our age and it's like, well, how do you connect with somebody? Because she saw me for who I was. Women that I've dated that even now, that are in their 40s, my age, that still don't know what they want. People always talk about age difference, but it's like, sometimes I feel like that age difference between us is what helps us work. My dad's 40 is way different than my 40. My 40 is like 20. You know what I mean? Like, I addressed it because it was just getting out of hand and it was getting frustrating. And I was like, you know what? Somebody needs to hear from me.
But I want to get y'all, ladies, y'all take on what is it you feel about an older gentleman marrying a young girl and the vice versa, an older woman marrying a very young man. Get at me. Go ahead. Who wants to tackle this first?
Okay.
Our dynamic is that Lisa goes first. So
Okay.
I'm gonna hold my mute on this one.
Go ahead,
Well,
Alicia.
I do think he was grooming her. That's almost he was grooming her. 17.
Where's the button to ding? I need a ding
That's
on my
that
desk.
right there. He was grooming her right there. That's
Grooming her, huh?
and
Yes.
And I think they need. Also, I need to think they need to put him on the same level as the Aura.
Come on.
As the R. Kelly.
As the Aura Kelly.
Really?
Yes.
So why is he not getting that smoke then? I gotta ask, why is he not getting it?
Because he was sorry. Go ahead, Lisa.
Because he probably not getting it as of yet. People just finding out about this right here. I think that they putting it in the public right now. But being that he just married her, that kind of covered it up a little bit. But this to me all
They've been married 2 years.
To me, this is on the borderline of I feel like he's a pedophile. That's what I feel like he's looking at. I'm looking at little kids. That's what I think he's looking at, okay?
He's 41, she's 21 with a baby.
Now, when she met her,
Fight
she
all
was
over.
17.
You see?
She was 17.
She was 17.
And like he was just waiting, like, I'm watching her in the playground. And I'm gonna wait.
Come on, 17 at the playground. I mean, come on, Lisa. No, come on now, Lisa.
I'm just saying.
She was on the jungle gym.
He was just sitting there waiting, like,
she's
when she
17
get 18, I'm jumping on that. As soon as she get 18, he was. She may have some daddy issues. I don't know. That's she has issues too.
Yeah.
All right, Lisa, go ahead. Let me hear it. Let me hear it. Let me hear what you got to say.
That motherfucker. God damn it. I said what the fuck I said. Let me tell you something about men that does not change. Okay?
Men or males?
Males. You better come on, Mr. J, and throw that thing out there. You said that you better catch me up because I was getting ready to run down the damn street, honey, with my hair on fire. So this is not new. Right? Marcus Houston, R. Kelly, damn it, Jay-Z and Beyonce, all of these men they've been sharks in the water. They've been circling their prey for years. This goes back to our generations before, You had the older man that was looking for a younger woman to propagate his legacy. She gonna have my kids. I'm gonna have me a sweet young thing on my arm, because that again is what is propagated in our community. My favorite word is what, you guys?
Indoctrination.
Indoctrination.
No, it's coming.
This is learned behavior. This is not new. That boy didn't wake up one day and go, I'm going to search for a girl 13, 14 years younger than me. Look at freaking Ron Isley, for the love of Jesus.
Yeah, he got a young one.
Come on now. Breezy Grazy Grandpappy with somebody's pissy pappy wearing grandmammy looks better than him with a 20-something-year-old kid. Y'all, ooh-wee. When I read that, and he talked about older women having, I didn't mean garbage, baggage. Older women come with baggage, and he can't da 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 da. You're not man enough because you're a male.
Mm-hmm.
You're not man enough to handle a woman your age.
Yes.
Because you're gonna have to step correct for certain women of a certain age aren't gonna put up with your bullshit. Certain women of a certain age gonna let you lie to them and play in their faces like they're a child. So that's what you do. You go out and you find a kid, someone that you can manage and manipulate, and like Leisha said, you can groom into getting what you want.
Yes.
I know plenty of people like him. Plenty, unfortunately. Because our community does what? Put those blinders back up. On. Oh, that shit ain't affecting my household? That ain't my daughter? Oh, it don't bother me.
See, I got to step in here because I ain't going to let you do that. Because here's what I'm not going to let you do. Here's what I'm not going to let you do.
But can that be your daughter?
Hold up. Let me finish. Hold up. Hear my point first.
Come on.
All right. Because I'm going to say this. Both of y'all were stepping in the name of love. Okay. Y'all were stepping hard in the name of love. When y'all knew. Once I found out, I stopped. No, ma'am. You found out just 2 years ago.
No, sir.
When stepping in the name of love, when that dude was pissing on young girls, y'all was still the chocolate factory was still on play.
You can ask anyone that knows me. No, sir.
Right? Trapped in the closet.
I will send you my playlist on my phone. He is not in any of my artists on my phone. Hasn't been for years.
He got some good music. I love our music.
I have daughters. Absolutely not. Fuck him.
Yo, listen, let me say this, not just him. Because if you look at something, I actually just purchased a book by Jan Gay. And if you get a chance, you can just drop. She has this book out, which is very, very, very interesting. After the Dance is called, and it's her book dealing with Marvin Gaye. I did not know she was 16 at the time.
Ooh, wow.
When she got with Marvin Gaye, she was 16.
I said.
Okay, just like and sis, I'm going to agree with you 1,000%.
This is not new.
Has been in the music.
I didn't know that
especially. Music industry, especially. This is going on, perpetrated for a long time.
Yeah, remember Elvis
for
and his
a
wife?
long time. And you talking about past is given, but what I'm going to say is this: I'm trying to figure out off the heels of R. Kelly. How is it that Marcus Houston isn't getting more smoke, especially after this interview that he sat there and said what he said? Because I'm going to tell you, if you're 39, noticing a 17-year-old is a problem.
Exactly.
Okay? Noticing a 17-year-old.
I told you he by the high schools waiting for them to come outside.
And I gotta ask the question. I don't know the parents. I'm just going to ask the question. I don't know what her family dynamic is. But how do you allow this 39-year-old to pull up on your 19-year-old? Listen, on your 21-year-old. Again, it's not happening. But see, again, I can only talk about me. I'm going to tell you right now. Yeah.
It could be
there's some slow singing and flower bringing for this mofo. Because I'm telling you right now, you ain't coming to my door. Now, fuck my door. Not. Yo, you ain't no way, man, no how, man. Yo, we got problems.
You're right.
We got some serious problems, homie.
So, Marcus, unlike R. Kelly, did not surround himself with people who were videotaping. He wasn't putting all of his shit on tape and on video. He wasn't using the entire world as his hunting grounds.
As we
As
know.
we know.
As we know. And that's the only thing that I can surmise, right?
As of yet.
Because what you do know, right? Let's balance. What you do know is that the more people talked about R. Kelly, the more shit came to light. The more things that came up. When we heard about Aaliyah back in the day, I was like, oh, absolutely not. I have children.
Yeah.
I've got girl children.
Yeah.
As a woman, it bothered me to my core. As a woman who has been approached by older men, who has been made to feel uncomfortable by older men, immediately that protective part of me was like, fuck R. Kelly and everybody that looks like him. I wish the hell you would. No. But Marcus did not have files and files and files of videos, right?
But
we know.
I don't want to put them in the same boat. Okay, because no. Because what you're doing is this. Marcus Houston don't have the track record, and I hate to use the word record, but has the track record of an R. Kelly. But the same token is he still married a 19-year-old at 39.
He's been in the industry for years, though. Yes.
It's not even the industry, because they was talking about somewhere in the Midwest that one of them senators is trying to raise the age you can marry a child as 12.
Oh, yes.
He's trying to raise it.
Utah
somewhere.
That's in the Mormon. That's in the Mormon religion. They're trying to do that.
I don't even think it's in that religion. I just think it's just period over there. They just nasty. Okay, they're just nasty.
They're just nasty.
They're just nasty.
It is nasty though. It is nasty. So let me ask you a question though.
But they say some other countries is like that. So this guy told me that one time. He's like, "Well, I could go to my country and I could marry somebody at 16." I said, "You really? Because you're nasty." Okay.
But now I'm going to ask the question: if the roles were reversed,
they done got me hot. Shit.
And we're talking about society here now. Is it the same? Is it looked at the same way? And I'm going to say it's not.
It's not.
It's not.
I'm going to say it's not. And that right there. And I'm going to ask, why is it not looked at the same way? From two ladies that they use this term cougar, and it's sexy and it's cool and it's funny.
No, it's funny.
These cougars is out there running up in these 18-year-olds, 17-year-olds. You got these cougar teachers that are running up in these junior high school kids and high school kids. So but it ain't the same thing. Go ahead, Leisha.
It's not the same thing. It's not the same thing, but it's actually it is. It's still nasty being fresh.
Not saying it's not nasty,
but they consider the boys. They be like, oh no, the guys go out there and get you a girl, because the guy they push sexuality, I guess, more on the men. Tell the men to go out there and get them a woman. Go out there and get them a woman. But the girl, she's like, no, stay home. Don't be out there in them streets like that. Whatever, like. I guess they think it's the same thing. It's a double standard, but it's
always
wrong.
All right, let's acknowledge the double standard.
The double standard always.
Because what I'm going to bring up is a very poignant scene in a movie, Antoine Fisher. Antoine Fisher was abused as a young man by the woman that was taking care of him. And when he had to go to that doorstep and confront her and say what you did to me, you didn't get the vitriol that if that was a young girl facing an older gentleman, it would be a different thing. And I just keep saying it. Why is it that there's a different feel and a different look and a different response when it's the women that are abusing young guys, young boys?
Women aren't seen as predators the same way that men are.
Because they're cougars.
Women aren't seen... Can't stand you. Women in this society have always been under the men, under the patriarchy. We've talked about that before, right? So when a woman does something that a man would ordinarily do, it's so shocking and it's so like out there that people don't know how to process it. Men are supposed to be protectors. They're supposed to be providers. They're supposed to take care of women, especially young girls. They're not supposed to see them and sexualize them at a young age.
So aren't the women supposed to be the nurturer? But aren't the women supposed to be the nurturer?
Supposed to be.
Supposed to be, huh?
And that's why I said they two are predators.
When they're pulling down that young boy pants, nurturing something else. Okay.
Yep.
All right. And it's okay when that happens. But it's okay when that happens. But see, that's again, if let me say it to you though, just like this. If Mary J. Blige at 42 marries a 19-year-old boy, you don't get the same reaction because it's looked at differently. And the only thing I'm saying is that the same energy should be given on both sides. It
Agreed.
be a double standard, but it is a double standard. I'm going to agree with 100%.
Yes. And that same standard says that women shouldn't have sex with as many people as they like, because then they're counting her bodies. Yep. How many bodies she stepped into?
Now we're gonna venture off into a different conversation, which I don't want to do. I don't want to do that.
Mentality, right? I'm coming back.
Save that for another episode, everybody. Just want to let you know that episode will be coming later on down the road. Yeah, bodies.
But the point I'm making is, when it comes to sex of any age, gender, race, any of it, women aren't viewed the same when it is they call it a May-December type of situation, right? But because men are expected to take a younger bride or a younger wife or to have a trophy wife, it's looked at differently.
But when it happens, people get upset.
Yes.
See, again, if that's the expectation, then where does the upset part come at? Because if that's expected, if I'm expected to do this, I just don't understand how it is. Because let me say this. Marcus Houston can explain it away any way he wants. I get he needs to, but at the end of the day, there's a family structure there that's missing something that allowed him in the door to be able to marry their 19-year-old child.
Look at Cher and that guy. Cher's 70-something years old, and her boyfriend is not in his 30s.
He's in his 30s. Yes, in his 30s.
He's in his 30s. A 40-year freaking age difference. That's disgusting. I don't care who says it. I don't care who good, but I don't give a damn.
Why she can't be happy on her 70 years old? If I'm 70 or 80 years old,
look at that.
I'm gonna give me a 40-year-old. That's gonna be all right.
Defense of the wrinkle poom poom. That is defense of the wrinkle poom poom. That's all it is. So she want to stand up on the soapbox and defend that wrinkle poom poom. That poom poom is out the pasture. Right?
It look like a hairless, skinless cat. You seen them hairless cats? They look like one of them hairless cats at this point.
That 40-year age difference.
Money to get her poom poom redesigned.
Wow.
She can listen. She can use all the clay she wants. It is that poom poom been ran up in for 70 years. I'm gonna tell you right now. That 30-year-old is only there for the money. It ain't the poom poom. It's the conversation and the money. That's all it is.
That's it.
That's all it is.
As long as you know.
All right. So
there's this book I just read. This book called The Perfect Find by Tia Williams, and she touches about this older woman that started dating her boss's younger son. She didn't know. She didn't know it was her son.
Right. I heard about this.
You heard about it. It's very good.
About this.
And she happened to fall in love with him, and he's had to be at least 17 years younger than her.
Listen, but think about something. One of the most classic movies was Stella Got Her Groove Back. Okay, right. Tay Diggs was this Jamaican kid that this cougar went and snatched up and put it on him. And I'm like, hold on, wait a minute. Once again, it's
but he pursued her. She didn't pursue him first.
At the end of the day,
I'm just saying, tell the story correctly. She didn't snatch him up. At the end of the day,
she pulled out her AARP card. She pulled down her Social Security pennies and said, "Listen, young man, come on in." All right.
Wait a minute.
Said, yes, man, come on in.
He said her AARP card. She belonged with the geriatric Geritol juice drinking club.
She was trying to get her groove back. She had thrown her groove out the window and tried to get it back. But it was always but it was accepted. But like I said,
where did she throw her groove, Jay?
She threw it out the window. She threw her groove out the window.
It found its way back.
Yeah, it came back. It came back on that young man. But I'm saying it because but again, if the roles were reversed, that right there isn't going to be accepted the same way. And it shouldn't. Let me say it. it shouldn't be accepted. But I don't think the vitriol, because to me, and I'm going to say this from a man's point of view, men that go down, that's in their 40s, 50s, and try to get a 20-year-old and all that, to me, is crazy. Especially when you got children that same age. And it just makes me, I'm like, no.
Yeah.
I've never looked at any female in that age demographic as someone that I can possibly have any kind of conversation beyond hello, goodbye. I don't understand how these guys do it, but to each his own. But I can tell you this.
They're looking for caretakers. They know they're getting older and they're going to need a caretaker. They ain't got no insurance. That's all. You just want somebody to hold
assisted
your
living? Looking for assisted living?
I'm done. I'm done because that shit right there was funny as hell.
Take this monkey check and help me out.
Let me get this straight. What you're really saying is they want the young woman because the optics looks good, but in the back of their mind, they're really estate planning. They're trying to find somebody that's gonna mash up their peas and cut their meat and look good while they do it. Is that what you're saying?
Push that wheelchair. Yeah.
Push that wheelchair. Pop them pills.
Funniest thing. Most of the time, they don't even bring these chicks around their families.
Because it's
not really the optics. It's really not the optic because they don't want to be seen. But you're going to have family members that's going to get at you, especially older family members. He's going to get at you and talk about your raggedy ass.
Your raggedy, trifling ass.
I know he's going to say your raggedy ass.
Your raggedy ass.
Trifling heifer.
Your trifling.
Bringing that young girl around here. Oh, you can't do it. See, again, because you know how the elders are. They're not having that. You're not bringing that young whippersnapper around here. And especially those that was married to a older woman, and now they done either passed or broke up, and now you're gonna bring this 20-year-old and you in your 50s and bringing her around here, man. You better keep stepping. Your brother that's mine. So it ain't the optics. What I'm gonna say is whatever it is, to me it ain't good. You shouldn't be looking at these young girls in that manner as an older gentleman or being an older guy. You shouldn't do it.
But can we acknowledge that it's a part of our community that we turn a blind eye to? Can we say that out loud?
We turn a blind eye to a lot of shit.
We really do.
We really do. Really do.
Older men. I remember reading, someone said to me, well, these young women are out here flirting and flaunting their bodies at these older men. What are they supposed to do? You're not supposed to touch them. You're not supposed to desire them. And you're damn sure.
Say that again. Say that.
You're not supposed to desire them. They're children.
Yep.
I don't care if she's got big titties and a curvy ass. She's 13, she's 15, she's 16, she's somebody's baby.
Exactly.
When you look at your kids
and undeveloped,
mentally and emotionally
undeveloped. Yes.
You are, and again, in our society, let's go to the color purple for 2 seconds. Let's go to the color purple. When she's in the church, and they said, well, how did he die, baby? On top of me. That shit resonated with me for my entire life. Because I know that there are young women who are trapped in those situations. Come on. Poverty, again, it goes back to what is best for me at the moment. What can I do to get myself out of this situation? I don't have a choice, is what a lot of people feel in their hearts and in their spirits. I'm stuck in a bad situation. He is offering me a way out. I'll never get there on my own because you've been beaten down mentally and emotionally. One of Tyler Perry's plays, which in another podcast, young lady says that her grandmother looked her in the face and said the only thing she'll ever be good at is laying on her back. That is a conversation that too many Black women have with their daughters.
Oof.
Too many.
There's some layers.
And I want to slap the shit out of all of them. All of them. Every single one.
Well, I actually had a guy tell me once that this
got me hot up in this joint.
This young chick that he was messing with, and he said she acts older than she looks. So I said, that's the
Okay.
lie that's the
You
lie
told
you're gonna
yourself.
run with, huh? That's what you're gonna run with, huh?
That you must say
She's
yourself.
mature for her age.
She's mature for her age.
She thinks on another level. Oh, we can vibe. Now you 40-some years old and she is 19.
Y'all can't even listen. Y'all don't even listen to the same music.
Y'all listen to the same genre of music.
Hold
Better
on,
yet,
hold on. That's not true.
she ain't learned how to wipe her ass good yet.
That's not true because those are the type of dudes that are listening to the 19-year-old and 20-year-old music, so they can have something in common to have a conversation about.
The predators.
That's what it is. That's exactly. Listen. They actually study their prey. That's
prey.
what they do.
Ooh.
So I'm going to tell you, no, they understand what they're doing, but it's sad because I keep looking at it and say, yo, but you have a child that age. And that makes it like,
that's wrong.
Ooh, that's nasty. That's just that's nasty.
That's nasty.
That's nasty, baby.
Yes.
Yeah. But hopefully,
pedophile asses.
But I'm still waiting for the fallout for Marcus Houston to get the smoke, and I have not
It's
seen
coming.
it.
It's coming.
I don't think it's coming, y'all. Listen, I'm going to tell you right now. In the news cycle that we normally see, I don't think it's coming. I don't think it's coming. And if it does, good, but I don't think it's coming. I think we're asleep at the wheel and have given him a pass.
But let's go back because his name has come up in other scandals with the whole they were grooming and having homosexual acts in that group with other people. His name has come up before.
Ooh.
Am I wrong? Am I saying that incorrectly?
I'm not sure.
What was the group he was in?
They were saying it was an allegation, I believe.
Immature he was in.
Immature.
It was immature, and it was B2K.
B2K.
Well, B2K is a separate group. He wasn't in B2K.
It might have been immature. Yeah, one of the groups that is saying that something was happening when they was growing up or something, some type of. But I don't know. They kind of pushed that.
Yeah, that kind of went to the side when they said that he was a part of that grooming the young men for the guy that was over the group. I'm gonna do some digging on that, and I'm gonna get back to you
because I'm just solely having us talk about this whole 39.
Where's my millennial children? I can call them. They'll know in a minute.
Well, but as I said, I'm just watching how there's not a lot of smoke around this, and now that it's out and it's been shared, and I'm going to share it on here as well, the video of him opening up and sharing about it. But he talks about what they have in common, the love they have. They have a child. They're together now. So this is where he's at in his life. But I just look at it as
he didn't get the smoke either.
Ron Isley did not get the smoke. No,
and I thought it was disgusting.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's a countless number of famous people that have went this route and dealt with younger women, and they really, I said it wasn't until R. Kelly did we really see that it went somewhere, that it really got the exposure, and he's paying for it without it, and he should.
It took him years, though. It took them years.
Marvel at people who use this term fan. And fan is short for fanatic. I totally understand it. But how they feel his music supersedes his deeds. And I just like, yo, that's crazy. You gotta separate
the artist from the artist. Bullshit. Yeah. No, I don't.
No, you gotta separate your damn brain cells from your brain. Because I'm gonna
separate my foot from anybody's ass that comes towards mine.
I have not listened to R. Kelly anything. There's nothing for R. Kelly that I'm gonna have for what his deeds were. Nah, I don't give a damn about it. There's enough music, the plethora of music out there that you can choose to listen to without listening to his music.
And I had someone very recently say that. I don't care. Y'all can be mad. No, she said, I'm sorry. Y'all can be mad at me if you want to. I'm still listen to him. Mm-hmm. You were a woman that's got boy children. You don't feel the same way. To me, that's just me speaking as a mother with girl children. I worry about my girl children, and they're grown. I still worry about them every day. I can't imagine when they were growing up that if some man approached one of my girls the wrong way, I'd be in jail. It would not prison. I wouldn't even be in jail. I would be in prison. I'd be doing hard time. because I'm taking it there.
Yeah, I mean, listen, and sadly, some people cannot separate the art from the artist, and to me, that's where the problem lies. I mean, there's artists that I think that if they done something heinous, I'm not going to support them.
But there's also a few other artists, like you could say the same thing about Trey Songz. He's got a few rape accusations and cases going on against him. When are they going to stop that?
But there's a difference when you talk about allegations versus being convicted. Well, again,
you got a couple of cases coming up.
Okay, so let me say this, and I'm going to say it because I've seen it. We get allegations, and because of the number, automatically makes you guilty.
Right.
And let's be honest, if you're famous, you can get people jumping on the bandwagon and saying this happened and that happened. And I can't go with, automatically because it's this many people. Because I'm going to tell you, a lot of times it's not that many people. People jump on to, especially lawsuits. So that's why for R. Kelly's a different ball.
But he started off with just accusations and speculations. And
no, he didn't. He started off with a video of him peeing on somebody.
Aaliyah was before the pee. Aaliyah was before the pee.
Aaliyah was before the pee.
Aaliyah before, and we gave him a pass. And we gave him a pass.
And they talked about a couple of other people after Aaliyah also.
When I said we as a community,
they didn't do nothing until the video. Until that video came out, then it was like, now we got video.
Even after the video, we gave him a pass. Even after the video,
I will never forget. I was at work in Columbia, South Carolina, and I'm not going to name where I was working, but I'm going to say that it was a floor full of people, and somebody had the video on their phone, and people were crowded around this person's desk watching, and I was like, I'm not going to watch it. I can't see that. I can't, in my mind, reconcile, and I will never be able to unsee it. So I can't see. I've never seen the video, but the fact that there were people talking about that girl's body and talking about him, I'm dumb. I was dumbfounded and still to this day.
Well, on that note, y'all, this is Deck Life, y'all, and we are out of here. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for listening. We appreciate you. And once again, I am Mr. J.
I'm Leisha.
And I am Lisa, and damn it, I said what I said.
Yes, she did. Peace out, y'all.
Peace out.